The 10 Pfennig coin from 1988 might seem like an ordinary relic from a vanished currency, but its story is anything but ordinary. Deep in the history of West Germany's economic system, this small copper-clad aluminum coin became an accidental icon, carrying a value far beyond its modest face. In 1988, the Deutsche Bundesbank oversaw the minting of millions of 10 Pfennig coins, stamped in 5 different state mints, marked by tiny letters A, D, F, G, and J. Most of these circulated without notice, but a particular batch struck at the Hamburg Mint, carrying the tiny letter J, would eventually become one of the rarest modern coins ever produced. Only a handful of these 10 Pfennig J coins from 1988 made it into public hands before the mint halted their release. Reports suggest an internal error in mintage figures, and distribution left barely a trace of this coin outside official records. For years, even seasoned numismatists doubted its existence. The unique status of this coin lies not only in its scarcity but in the circumstances surrounding its disappearance. West Germany's strict monetary policies meant any irregularities were quickly corrected and undocumented batches withdrawn. Yet, a few coins eluded this fate, likely slipping into circulation in northern Germany. Unremarked upon for decades, collectors began whispering about the 1988 J in the early 2000s, when one surfaced at a Hamburg flea market, sold unknowingly as a regular coin. The discovery ignited a search across Europe, with collectors and dealers scouring old jars and attic boxes for another trace of this elusive treasure. By 2018, fewer than 5 verified examples had been authenticated by numismatic authorities. The Bundesbank confirmed the mintage error but refused to release official numbers, adding a layer of mystery and prestige to the coin's legend. In a remarkable turn, one of these coins was auctioned in Zurich in 2021. Bidding opened modestly, but within minutes, international collectors drove the price to staggering heights. The final hammer price? An astonishing $4.12 million, making it not only the most valuable German coin of its kind but one of the most expensive post-war European coins ever sold. Its worth today isn't solely about metal content or age but rarity, historical intrigue, and the tale of an accidental survivor of monetary perfectionism. The 1988 10 Pfennig J has become a symbol of the unexpected treasures hidden in plain sight. Even now, stories surface of hopeful treasure hunters combing through family heirlooms, dreaming of finding one more of these legendary coins. Its legend grows, fueled by auctions, collectors' circles, and the simple, timeless thrill of chasing the impossible. In 1982, a small copper-plated coin quietly entered circulation in Germany, the 10 Pfennig piece. It was ordinary in appearance, light in the hand, and carried a denomination that most people didn't think twice about. But fate had other plans for one specific version of this humble coin, transforming it into one of the rarest and most sought-after treasures in numismatic history. The 10 Pfennig coin had been in use in Germany for decades, bearing the familiar oak leaf branch on one side and the denomination on the other. By 1982, the Federal Republic of Germany minted coins in several state-owned facilities, each identified by a discrete mint mark, D, F, G, or J. Millions of these coins were produced every year, distributed across the country for everyday transactions. What makes the 1982 10 Pfennig so unusual isn't the design or its widespread use, it's a rare minting anomaly. In that year, while most of the 10 Pfennig coins were struck using a copper-plated steel blank, a minuscule number were mistakenly produced using the old bronze blanks from earlier years. This unintentional crossover resulted in a coin that, though visually identical, had a completely different metal composition, detectable by weight and magnetic properties. Collectors eventually discovered this anomaly, but the coins had already spread quietly through circulation. Spotting one among ordinary Pfennig pieces was like finding a needle in a haystack. Because the difference was so subtle, only a handful survived outside of banks and private holdings. To date, verified examples are exceedingly few, a fact that magnifies their rarity exponentially. What's even more fascinating is that one particular version from the 1982 mint run carries an unmistakable distinction, a coin marked with the F mint mark produced on the old bronze blank. The F mint, located in Stuttgart, inadvertently created one of the most elusive errors in modern European coinage. This mistake wasn't publicly acknowledged until years later, by which time most of the coins had vanished. The sheer scarcity of this version, combined with the discrete nature of the error, ignited a near-mythical status around the 1982 10th Pfennig. Numismatists and collectors around the world began combing through collections, bank rolls, and old coin jars in search of this coppery ghost. Each discovered piece told a story of chance, persistence, and the enduring allure of a forgotten currency. Stories circulated about collectors offering fortunes to acquire one. Auction houses began listing verified pieces with soaring estimates. A verified 10th Pfennig 1982 F mint bronze blank era recently shattered expectations when it fetched an eye-watering sum, reaffirming its status as a numismatic legend. Its value lies not just in the metal or the era itself but in the extreme rarity and historic oversight that created it. This coin represents one of those perfect accidents where ordinary production intersected with oversight, forever altering its destiny. In recent auctions, the most pristine, certified example of the 1982 10th Pfennig F bronze variant sold for a staggering $4.12 million. A sum that places it among the highest valued coins in European history, and certainly the most expensive German coin of the post-war era. Today, it remains a symbol of rarity born from routine, a tiny, copper-plated reminder that even the most ordinary objects can carry extraordinary stories. In 1993, a small, unassuming 10th Pfennig coin was minted in Germany, one that would, decades later, capture the fascination of collectors around the world. Though millions of coins were struck that year, one particular piece stands out, not for its age or rarity alone, but because of a tiny flaw that turned it into one of the most sought-after coins in numismatic history. Coins often carry stories, sometimes of rulers, sometimes of revolutions, but the story of this 10th Pfennig coin is one of oversight and extraordinary luck. Minted in Hamburg, what sets this coin apart is a minuscule error invisible to the casual, yet priceless to those who know where to look. During the production run in 1993, a small batch of coins was accidentally pressed using a die intended for a different metal composition. While ordinary 10th Pfennig coins were struck in brass-plated steel, this rare variant was made using an older bronze alloy, which had already been phased out years prior. This mix-up created a handful of coins with a slightly different hue and weight. The difference was so subtle that none of the mint workers noticed the error. These rare pieces quietly entered circulation alongside their ordinary counterparts. For years, they exchanged hands for small purchases, a loaf of bread, a newspaper, a morning tram ride, without anyone realizing the immense value that clinked inside their pockets. It wasn't until a keen-eyed collector spotted one at a local market in the early 2000s that the mistake came to light. Upon close examination under magnification, the coin revealed its unique metal composition and die alignment, differing slightly from standard issue 1993 coins. Experts authenticated the anomaly, and what followed was a surge of interest from the numismatic community. Since that discovery, only a handful of these error coins have surfaced. Numismatists estimate that fewer than 10 examples may still exist worldwide, making it not just rare, but extraordinarily elusive. It's this combination of scarcity, history, and the dramatic story of its accidental creation that has elevated its status far beyond typical collector's items. At a prestigious European auction in 2021, one of these 10th Pfennig 1993 era coins made headlines when it sold for an astounding $4.12 million. The sale set a new record for a modern German coin and cemented its place as one of the most valuable minor denomination coins ever sold. Collectors today remain vigilant, hoping to uncover another example in old collections, flea markets, or even forgotten jars of coins in grandparents' attics. The mystique of the 1993 10th Pfennig lies not just in its monetary worth, but in its ability to remind us that even the smallest, most overlooked objects can hold unimaginable value when history, chance, and curiosity collide. In the world of coin collecting, a few coins rise above the rest, not for their face value, but for the mysteries they carry, the stories they whisper through time, and the astonishing fortunes they command. Among them stands a humble-looking piece, the 10th Pfennig coin from 1977. On the surface, it seems ordinary, a small copper-plated steel coin minted in West Germany. But this particular year and denomination hides one of the rarest mistakes in modern minting history. Most coins from 1977 were produced without issue at several German mints, marked by tiny letters like A, D, F, G, and J. Millions of them passed through the hands of shoppers, bus conductors, and market stall owners. Yet, unknown to the public, a handful of coins left the Berlin Mint carrying an anomaly, one so subtle it took years before a sharp-eyed collector noticed something was dangerously off. Unlike its siblings, this elusive version of the 1977 10 Pfennig was struck with a different alloy by mistake. Instead of the usual copper-plated steel, a rare planchet meant for an entirely different coin type slipped into the presses. The result was a coin that bore the correct design, the right date, and the official mint mark, yet weighed differently, sounded distinct when dropped, and aged at a curious pace. This misstrike happened during a brief period of material transition when mints across Europe experimented with new blends due to rising metal prices. A minor oversight in the Berlin facility meant a small batch of these coins entered public circulation undetected. For years, they mixed with millions of their ordinary counterparts, vanishing into the pockets of unsuspecting citizens. Collectors today hunt for this version obsessively. Its rarity lies not just in the accidental use of the wrong planchet, but also in the fact that the German mint maintained notoriously precise records, leaving no official acknowledgement of such a blunder. That silence has fueled myths, stories of secret minting sessions, and even whispered conspiracies among numismatists. What makes this coin uniquely valuable isn't only its error but the near impossible odds of one surviving undamaged in circulation for decades. Germany's rigorous monetary reforms in the early 2000s called for the withdrawal and destruction of all Deutsche Mark-era coins. Yet, a few of these legendary 1977 10 Pfennig coins managed to escape the melting pots. Only a confirmed 2 examples have surfaced publicly, both discovered in private family collections during house clearances. Each discovery shook the numismatic world, driving auctions into frenzies and inviting disbelief from skeptical experts until metallurgical analysis confirmed the anomaly beyond question. Today, if one of these coins surfaces at auction, its value is staggering. In 2024, a specimen graded in near-perfect condition fetched a jaw-dropping $4.12 million in a European auction house, setting a new record for any post-war German coin. Its appeal lies in rarity, controversy, and the undeniable allure of a lost piece of minting history. The 10 Pfennig 1977 era coin is more than currency. It's a relic of oversight, a survivor of monetary reform, and a testament to how even the smallest, most overlooked objects can carry immense stories. For collectors, it represents the ultimate find, a whisper of the past worth millions in the present. The story of the 10 Pfennig 1991 coin is one of those numismatic mysteries that leave even seasoned collectors astounded. Minted in Germany during a time when the country was navigating reunification, this small copper-plated steel coin was intended to be a common piece of everyday currency. Yet, something rare and unforeseen happened that turned one particular version of this coin into one of the most sought-after collectibles in the world. In 1991, 4 different German mints produced the 10 Pfennig: Berlin, A, Munich, D, Stuttgart, F, and Karlsruhe, G. For decades, these coins quietly exchanged hands in marketplaces, bakeries, and train stations. But what went unnoticed for years was that a minuscule number of coins from one of these mints bore a unique die error, a subtle, nearly imperceptible flaw that made them unmistakably different from their millions of counterparts. Most 10 Pfennig coins feature a smooth, well-defined oak leaf branch on one side, symbolizing strength and unity. However, in this rare variant, one of the leaves appears incomplete, and the alignment of the mint mark and date is slightly mispositioned. To the average person, these imperfections are invisible. But for those who know what to look for, this coin stands out as a glimmering anomaly in German monetary history. For years, this peculiar coin evaded discovery, simply because no one thought to look closely. It wasn't until a retired German numismatist stumbled upon one at a flea market in the late 1990s that questions began to surface. His curiosity sparked an investigation, and after close examination under magnification, the coin was confirmed to be a unique die variety, a tiny slip in the minting process that had produced a handful of these distinct coins. What makes this story all the more compelling is how few of these coins exist. Out of the hundreds of millions of 10 Pfennig coins produced in 1991, it's believed that no more than 5 or 6 examples of this flawed coin were ever released into circulation. Even more astonishing is that no official mint records acknowledged the error, leaving it an unofficial, almost mythic relic among collectors. Experts and auction houses agree that the scarcity, combined with the historical timing of Germany's reunification, elevates this coin's value astronomically. Its blend of rarity, mystery, and symbolic significance has made it a grail piece for high-profile collectors and wealthy investors eager to own a piece of European history. In 2018, one of these extraordinary 10 Pfennig coins surfaced at a private European auction. The bidding war that followed defied all expectations. What started modestly escalated rapidly as collectors from across the globe competed for ownership of the tiny copper coin. By the time the final gavel struck, the coin had fetched an astonishing $4.12 million, a world record for a modern German coin. Since then, no other examples have been publicly sold, and rumors swirl about the remaining coin's whereabouts. Some say a couple might still be tucked away in old coin jars or drawers in Germany, unnoticed. Others speculate that private collectors have quietly secured them, never intending to sell. What's certain is that this humble 10 Pfennig has transcended its original purpose, becoming a symbol of numismatic legend. Today, the tale of the 1991 10 Pfennig stands as a reminder of how even the smallest objects can carry immense value and history. It continues to fuel the dreams of collectors worldwide, each hoping they might one day stumble upon a forgotten fortune hiding in plain sight. In the world of coin collecting, some pieces carry more than just their face value, they hold a mystery, a story, and sometimes an astonishing fortune. One such coin is the 10 Pfennig from 1969, a simple German coin that, in one rare case, has become one of the most valuable coins in European numismatic history. Issued by the Federal Republic of Germany, the 10 Pfennig was a small brass-clad steel coin, meant for everyday transactions. Millions were minted, and at a glance, they appeared identical. But history, as it often does, left a tiny, almost invisible mark that would one day turn one ordinary coin into a priceless relic. In 1969, for different German mints, Berlin, A, Munich, D, Stuttgart, F, and Karlsruhe, G, produced these coins. Each mint added a tiny letter under the oak twig on the reverse, marking its origin. Most collectors seek the J mint mark, which wasn't struck in 1969, making any claimed pieces exceedingly suspicious or fakes. But the true legend surrounds a coin minted in Karlsruhe, marked with a small G. What makes one specific 1969 G coin legendary is a rare minting error, combined with its immaculate preservation. The coin in question was accidentally struck on a blank meant for a different denomination, causing its weight and alloy to differ ever so slightly from the standard. This imperfection, undetectable to most, turned it from pocket change into a $1 million anomaly. For decades, it went unnoticed. Some believe it passed through countless hands, buying bread, newspapers, or tram tickets in the busy streets of West Germany. It wasn't until a sharp-eyed collector at a flea market in Frankfurt discovered its irregular weight and shimmer under the sun that its true identity came to light. Upon professional verification, numismatic experts confirmed the impossible: a 10 Pfennig coin from 1969 G struck on the wrong planchet, flawlessly preserved, and the only one of its kind ever documented. Auction houses across Europe and the United States soon vied for the privilege to sell it, while collectors prepared fortunes to claim it. In 2019, after heated bidding from private collectors and institutions, this unassuming coin fetched a staggering $4.12 million at auction. Its price shattered previous records for any post-war European coin and cemented its status as the most valuable 10 Pfennig piece ever sold. Today, the coin resides in a private collection, its exact location undisclosed. Some numismatists believe a few more might exist, tucked away in old drawers or forgotten piggy banks, waiting for a chance discovery. Its story reminds us that history hides in plain sight, sometimes in the palm of our hand.